Hey guys, it's Amber from NotableInk.com. Welcome to Altenew's Washi tape, die cut tape, and stencil release for October 2019. I'm primarily going to focus on the washi and die cut tapes today and share 5 different ways that you can use those. Definitely also stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you how I labeled my tapes for storage. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that down below and we'll go ahead and get started with the cards. First, let me show you the washis in more detail. So we have the Calming Bouquet, Golden Dots, Gradient Lines, Gilded Greenery, and Deco Lines washi tapes. And I'll go ahead and start with the Golden Dots washi tape. This one is so gorgeous with the contrast between the black and gold. And I'm just going to put a full sheet of this onto an A2 size card panel. And I'll have all of the products listed below. So I prefer to cut my washi tape versus tear it because I like a nice clean edge, but I'm just going to use my bone folder to smooth it out and I'll fold that over to the back side. So my plan is to die cut this panel with the leaf clusters dies from Altenew to create a cluster of leaves with this awesome golden pattern on it. Now I'm going to take the Deco Lines washi tape and I'm going to run it up the side of this A2 size card panel with just one strip, and I'm going to set that aside for another card that I'm going to make. And then I'm going to create another one of these with 3 strips of the washi tape, all just stacked right next to each other, because again, I want to cut some dies. I want to use some dies to cut out some leaves from this pattern as well. And I'll show you that. I love how the gold shimmers. So this was a card panel that I actually used, I created for another release, and I didn't end up using it because I got those 2 huge black spots on there when I did my ink splatter. So I'm just going to cover that up with these die cut leaves. I held on to it because I thought it was really pretty. So it just has some leaves stamped in the background in enchanted gold ink. I've popped up these die cuts from the washi tapes onto some dimensional adhesive, and that is the Believe mini stamp down below there. So this card came together really quickly, especially since I already had the panel. Now this was the other card that I made with that single strip of the Deco Lines. I used the classic pine stencil A and B, and I ink blended enchanted gold and antique gold pigment inks to add a little bit of variance and shadow in those pine cones and pine leaves. So far we've done 2 techniques. We've die cut our washi tapes and also used it as a border on the left side of the card. The card on the far right was also done with the classic pine stencil. Our 3rd and 4th techniques will be to fussy cut the washi tape and use it as a complete background for a card panel. We're moving on to the Calming Bouquet washi tape. This washi tape is huge. It is so awesome. So I have a full size 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock here, and I'm just running it across the center of that. I'm going to use my bone folder to smooth it out. It went on really easily, and then I'll cut up the side and then I'll just fold it around the back like last time. This time though, I don't have dies for it, so I'm going to fussy cut out some flowers. Now this is the Gradient Lines washi tape, and what I'm going to do here is just use this as my background. So this is going to complete the background of my card. That'll be my card front panel. So I've gone ahead and fussy cut out some elements from the Calming Bouquet washi, and I'm just getting those arranged on the card. And then I'll go ahead and stamp a sentiment in permanent black ink. Here we have the finished card, and just to add a little more black detail, I have added some Nouveau drops to the centers of the flowers. This is one of Altenew's new die cut tapes, and I thought it would be fun to use this as a stencil. So the die cut tapes are made from a more durable material. I found the easiest way to get this tape, because they're just delicate florals on here, is just bend your paper back and the tape will pop off. So just keep bending your release paper back. So I'm going to put this on an A2 size piece of black cardstock, and I'm just going to fold it around the back like all the other ones. And this time I'm going to go ahead and ink blend some Distress Oxide right over the top. The reason I'm using Distress Oxide is because I wanted the ink to show up on the black cardstock, and the the hybrid of the pigment and dye inks works so well for that. So I'm going to blend over the entire card panel, and you can see that this durable, it almost has a coated surface of this durable tape. So you do need to cut it. This is not one that you can tear. You want to make sure that you cut your tape and then peel off your backing and apply it to your surface. But it is the perfect stencil because it completely adheres itself to the card panel for easy ink blending, but then it peels off so effortlessly. So you'll get to see that in just a moment. So I went ahead and blended in Broken China, and then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of a darker color. So I'm using Blueprint Sketch, which I like because it adds a bit of shadow in between the florals, because I didn't completely cover it, the surface, but it did make the card a little bit darker than I had originally planned. So you can see here, I'm just going to peel this up, and you can see it peels up without damaging the cardstock at all. It is a delicate, this one is a more delicate tape, so it might tear on you, but again, it's just so easy to peel off, and you can see how crisp the edges are. I mean, it is amazing how well this works as a stencil. So you get that nice black outline, which I think is really cool. And all I did to finish off this card was to add a sentiment. Here you can see the finished card. I went ahead and stamped the sentiment with Obsidian Black ink, and I believe that was from the Crystal Frame stamp set. I'll have all the supplies linked below. So here I have the graph die cut tape, and again, this is that same durable material, so I'm going to go ahead and do some ink blending over this as well. I thought this would be a cool pattern to kind of overlap each other and almost look like it's wrapping around the card. So I ink blend in Frayed Leaf, Mountain Mist, and Wisteria ink. This too adheres beautifully and creates really nice crisp edges. And so you can see the 3 different colors here. And then all I did was add a die cut sentiment and then a sentiment strip to it, kind of going along those same lines. I also wanted to show you how I labeled. So these are the labels that are on the outside of the packaging of the washi tape. So I just kept those labels, and I'm going to put them on the inside of the washi tapes so that I can have the original labels, and so that each time I use them I know exactly which tape I'm using. So for the deco lines, the tape is more narrow, so I'm just going to trim off the excess of the label, and then I'll also show you how I'm going to label the die cut tapes, because those come in boxes. I didn't necessarily want to keep the boxes and have to keep taking them in and out of the box. So I've cut the label from the box, I added some 1/8 inch score tape to the back of it, and I'm just putting that on the inside of the roll there, and you can see those there. So here are the finished cards. You can see the card on the far left, that was created with the Rose Bouquet stencil, ink blended in a couple different colors. And the techniques we used today were fussy cutting the washi, using the washi as a full background, stenciling with the washi tape, using it as a border up on the left-hand side of the card on the left, and then also using dies with the washi tape to create die cuts. I hope that you guys enjoyed these cards and these techniques today, and will give them a try with your new washis or the washi tapes that you already have. Be sure to join us on the hop and leave a comment on my blog for a chance to win an Altenew gift certificate. I will link a couple videos at the end. I had another video go live today with Altenew Sweet Violet, so be sure to check that out for a stamp layering technique. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and subscribe if you enjoyed this.